Are you...
Yeah, it's filming.
Wait, where did we leave off?
Okay.
I'm gonna watch the video. It's okay, I'll watch it later.
Okay.
Hold on. Oh, now I'm in shock. Okay.
I'm supposed to be going like nothing happened. As if 3 hours didn't just pass.
As if my head hasn't gotten oilier and the lighting hasn't changed.
Exactly.
Greetings and salutations, viewers! Hey, what's up? It's Queen fucking Cora fucking Jane.
You killed it. There it is.
Thank you.
Today we're talking about the only good thing in 2017.
Movies.
Specifically, my personal favorite movies, because as you may know, if you work in a movie theater, you automatically know everything there is to know about movies and have a keen perception on what is a good movie.
True.
It happens.
Yeah, because when you worked at one, it was...
Got my list of ultimate favorites from the year that I think like everyone should I can't do this.
I have 3, and they're better than hers, because they're probably on hers,
Yeah.
but I don't watch too many movies.
I have 7 favorites, and I have 6 runners-up for movies that you might want to watch.
So you couldn't have made it like a top 10?
No.
And then like, okay, cool, here we go!
Top 7 and runners-up. Because like the top 7 are the movies like everyone should see. They're really good. They're really important to this year's political climate and just well-being of your mind. Get Out is number 1. Actually, I'm gonna
We're starting on the top and going down. Okay, what do you like about it?
That's a great question.
I gotta go.
Well, okay, so first of all, I didn't see this until at least a month after it came out because I don't like any kind of like horror, suspense, thriller, anything along those lines at all, generally. And so I wasn't sure if I'd really like it, and then I just kept hearing everyone saying how good it was, and I was like, alright, I'm gonna suffer through it. And then at the end it was really good, and I really enjoyed it. Because like, okay, if you're fine with gore, then like that's mostly what it is. And then there's like psychological stuff as well, but it's not like super intense, I guess. Maybe it is for some people, but...
You have good posture. I'm not listening.
But anyway, yeah, it's just like, I think it's one of the most important movies that came out this year, and it's really well done, and there's humor in it, and it's just like really interesting to watch, and it's very visually appealing, and really well written.
Didn't at some award show they're like, oh, like it's in like the comedy section for awards?
Yeah,
it's like...
yeah. I mean, there's comedy in it, but yeah, that's definitely not the point of it. But I think it's kind of like telling of this year.
2017 is dead. Thank God.
Okay,
Anyway,
what's next?
Number 2.
Number 2 is I, Tonya. You saw this movie with me. You
went
loved it.
saw it. It was really good.
Yeah.
You go first.
Okay.
I have some thoughts.
Okay.
Too.
Okay.
I
Style,
think
really
sometimes.
nice. Acting, really nice. I love ice skating, so that was a good bonus. And it's just like really interesting, especially because we're kind of too young to really remember it at all. And by really remember, I mean remember it all because it happened before we were born. And
but I mean, like
yeah.
we're old enough that we know about it, but
Yeah.
we're too young
Yeah.
to remember it happened.
Yeah.
We were born in the late 90s. Anyway, go ahead. What were you saying?
To clarify.
Clarify.
We are not 30 years old.
I know. I liked I, Tonya a lot. It was. I just like thinking about it and just like I told you that I would use it for like a psychology paper at like college or something because it made me think about like victimhood and stuff like that and like is she a victim or is she just another stupid person, like, you know, and then how we interpret it as society. It's a very good thinker, but it's also like it just is very like ironic, I guess you could say, or satirical at least. It's just very it's not as boring as I'm making it sound because I like sucking the life out of things, but
yeah, well that's the thing is that they did a really good job making a really historical, interesting movie while also making it really fun. And,
the actors are amazing.
Yeah. Oh, the next movie is The Zookeeper's Wife, which it's okay. It's based on a book that I didn't read, so we don't have to talk about that. And okay, I don't know. I went into it thinking like it was going to be okay. Okay.
You're gonna have so much fun editing this.
I know. Alright, so basically it's about World War II and it's about this family that smuggles Jewish children to safety.
I was thinking of Water for Elephants and I don't know why.
That did not come out this year.
I know! Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and I was just expecting it to be very like other, like, I feel like there's a lot of movies and books that are that talk about very similar things, and, you know, and I feel like I just expected it to be kind of like that, and it was just this really, like, inspiring story about this family who did a really good thing in World War II. Good, great, whatever. And, but actually it was a lot more intense than that, and it got really dramatic and really just, like, real, and really, I feel like it really touched on some issues that, of stuff that still happens today, and it was just really well done. So Zookeeper's Wife was good, and now, let me see if I can recreate this flawless transition. Let's talk about World War II some more. Dunkirk. Solid film. Very beautiful to watch. Too stressful for you. This is a good recap. Harry Styles, like, good. Good for him.
He just has the Will Ferrell face.
Yeah.
We have to explain that. Will Ferrell.
Just like there are actors when you see them in a role and they are themselves and they cannot have a role.
Yeah, it happens to
it happens to
the opposite,
which is
of
fine.
like,
but if you don't know who Harry Styles is, if you don't follow One Direction, then you'll be fine. So,
also, he's not bad to look at.
Oh, this is true.
And then what was the other thing? We compared it to Saving Private Ryan.
Okay, it's less dialogue than Saving Private Ryan, and it's like a little bit less gory, I think. Less like battle scenes. Yeah, it's really different. It's a much more like thought-provoking, I think, rather than just being like a historical film. Right. Although it is that, but it's also just like more interesting and more visually appealing.
Mm-hmm. For me, the preview stressed me out a lot, just because like there's like drowning scenes and just very slow stress, and I'm just like,
yeah, it's like the whole time, yeah.
Yeah, I don't fare well with that, but I think I would have enjoyed it if I weren't me. Okay.
All right, and then I think my other favorite was Atomic Blonde. I think that's the only other one.
That looked so good, and I was so mad.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I remember when it came out, and I was working a ton at that time. And I remember I was like, I had 2 coffees at my break, and I was like, do I have time to go see Atomic Blonde? My break is like 30 minutes long.
Back on. Time to go.
What were we doing? Atomic Blonde.
Okay, Atomic Blonde. It's badass. That's it. I mean, the soundtrack's good. It's really badass. Good acting.
How many times
intense.
can you say badass in one sentence?
10.
So Baby Driver and...
Baby Driver. It's super cool because everything, like, the entire movie, like, goes along with the beat of the music. And the soundtrack is so cool, and it just... that is not it, but close.
I can't find it.
Except not close at all.
It looked really good. What interests me is the music thing. I didn't know about that. We should probably watch it at some point.
It's really cool. Yeah, and it's just like a really interesting story. It's also just like really fun to watch.
Too bad it had Kevin Spacey in it.
Listen, I would have picked
Loving Vincent. Looks really good.
It is the first ever fully oil painted movie.
I want to.
So you should see it just because of the historical significance.
Right.
And it's still in a couple of theaters here and there.
I saw one. We passed by it because we took the
Yeah.
bus we don't usually take.
Yeah, it's just really cool. It's a really great story, and I actually enjoyed it. It was a lot more interesting than I originally expected.
Him? Or...
No, it's about like after his death.
Oh.
And like what happened kind of after that. There's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Now what?
So time for your all-time favorites of the year.
I liked... I almost said Moana. That was last year. Last year was last year.
The year before last.
Okay.
Well, but the year before 2017. So, since we're talking about 2017, I feel like
Shut up.
Okay, anyway. Just talking.
I don't remember. Wait, hold on. What's my list?
Coco?
But I don't want to start with Coco.
Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman. What? Because that came out first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wonder Woman was very good. What did I say about it the first time we filmed? We haven't. Okay. I liked it because I feel like the stereotype about action movies and superhero movies is that they don't undergo a lot of character development, but I thought the directors and minds behind this movie were just not afraid to be like, she's gonna undergo change, but she's not gonna be weak because of it. Yeah. Like, she's a woman superhero, and she is like, that doesn't influence her story as much as like, it doesn't make her weak, essentially. Yeah. Which I was afraid of. I was like, ugh, like, there's a romance, and I don't want that to overplay, like, who she is, and it didn't. I think the romance was a good touch in there. Almost, it really, I mean, it's like World War II, but it really did feel kind of like...
World War I.
I fucked up. It did feel feel like sort of Captain America-ish.
Yeah,
like,
which
it
I
had
love
that.
because that's like my favorite Marvel.
Yeah, so if you like Captain America, I think you really like Wonder Woman. Really strong, cool characters. There was no one that I was like, oh, that person's useless. Like, everyone was just very interesting. And yeah, it's a good movie. What was the next one? Coco! It's so good. I love Coco so much.
It's really good.
So good. I saw it twice, and I cried both times. Multiple times. Throughout both times. It was so good. And I liked it because I was afraid that, like, there was going to be scenes where it's, like, making fun of Mexican people or something, but it was never like that. It was just, like, fully embracing it. There wasn't a part where I was like, oh, this is whitewashed, or oh, this is racist. It was just literally, like, good, fun, good representation of culture. Of course, it does take some creative liberties, but, I mean, nothing that was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It was just very nice to watch. And good for anyone, I think. It's not just a little kid movie.
Yeah.
I watched it with my dad, and we were both just sitting there, like, trying not to cry. And then, lastly, Star Wars. What I liked about Star Wars, and it's something not a lot of people liked, was that they made Luke's character a little bit different. But I think that was so important. Because everyone's like, oh, well, Luke's a hero, and he would never act like that. It's like, well, he can be a three-dimensional hero and not just charging in without a hand.
I think saying that it just feels like a completely different person, especially because we didn't see the development of it at all.
I think that's kind of the point, because it's years in the future.
But like they go back a little.
They do. I don't know. I think it worked for me, but maybe I was just very like willing. I was just like, yes, okay.
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
No, it's not the best movie I've ever seen, but I really did like it. I think Finn's character could have used more attention. But I liked the attention that Poe Dameron got, because I think his character developed more.
true. Yeah.
Him and Leia.
Yeah.
Leia had really good scenes, which I was worried about because I thought it would be somehow incomplete because Carrie Fisher passed away, but it didn't feel incomplete at all. Like, I feel like she... Yeah, so it was good. Now what? Honorable mentions!
Honorable mentions. Okay, first on my list is Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
I saw that one!
You didn't see that one! I love the Kingsman movies. I just enjoy watching them kick ass, and I honestly, I've said this before, I don't really care that much about, like, the plot, even, like, or the character development. Like, I just think they're, like, really fun to watch movies.
The only problem I had with that one was just, it was like, why are there so many white people?
I mean, yeah.
But it's like an action movie, so it's not like that was unexpected, just sort of disappointing. But I agree, like, the initial car chase, like, right when you start that movie, there's a car chase. So good. I was like, holy shit, there they go. Yeah. There's really good action scenes.
Yeah, it's like a more nuanced Michael Bay.
There's Swedish people in it, that's how fucking white it gets. Right? They're Swedish, right?
I think so.
I'm a filthy American. I don't know anything.
Next is Logan Lucky, which was really good. It's,
what is it? What one is that?
It's about these people and they stage a giant robbery, essentially.
Is that the one with Adam Driver?
Yeah. It's got Adam Driver.
He doesn't have a hand?
Yeah.
I wanted to see that.
It was good. It was really good. It was really well written and really entertaining. It's got Channing Tatum, Adam Driver. It's got Sebastian Stan. It's got...
True!
It's got a lot of really... It's got the one dude that played James Bond.
Oh.
What the fuck's his name? I always forget.
Idris Elba.
No. I don't know. It's got a lot of really dope people in it, and it's really well written and really fun to watch.
It looked very unique.
Yeah. It wasn't... Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't exactly how I expected it to be. Not necessarily in a good way or a bad way, just in a different way.
Okay.
Alright. Next one is Baywatch. Literally not a good movie, but so much fun to watch. I saw it like 3 times.
Baywatch was a movie?
They made a like remake thing. It's got like Zac Efron and The Rock. What's his name?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson? Oliver's daddy. I forgot his name. Listen. I mean, what if I just want to see...
It's just hot people running around in bathing suits.
I want to see David Hasselhoff's hairy boobs. No. What's the Baywatch
He
thing?
makes a cameo at the end.
I fucking bet. He made a cameo in SpongeBob. He'll do whatever.
Oh, yeah. It was literally just really fun. Hidden Figures. This was in last
I saw that one. I got in for free because I did some stuff, but that sounds so vague. See it. So
Yeah,
that's what
it was just, it's really good, and lots of strong, powerful, intelligent women, and yeah.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all I have to say.
But about Hidden Figures, there were scenes where I was like, I don't want there to be like a white savior element to there. And there was one scene where I was like, oh no, is it gonna be there? But there wasn't. It was honestly like it felt very truthful and very just honest. There was never like a, oh, I'm facing racism, but I have to rise above. It's like, I'm facing racism and that's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Like it just was very honest and truthful. So very good to see. And it did sometimes like we were watching this show and there were just scenes like where something sexist or racist happens and you just left with this feeling of just really frustrated, but in the movie it was like you didn't feel like, oh fuck, like there's nothing I can do. It's like you're watching someone do something about it, so it's very empowering.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
I'm so smart.
Oh,
I'm so good with words.
My next two actually I added.
You're not done?
3 more. But we're gonna run through these.
Okay.
So
let's have something to say.
Okay. Spider-Man and Thor Ragnarok, because I just
I saw neither.
Marvel is honestly, like, there was a time where I was like, these are really boring and they're just like keep doing the same thing, and honestly like the last few that I put out have been like actually really good and interesting and like changing it up a bit.
The third Captain America.
Okay. My last one is The Big Sick, which I honestly,
wanted to see that.
I thought it was gonna be bad. I thought I wasn't gonna like it, and then I actually like really enjoyed it. So I don't really know what else to say about it. It was just really entertaining.
You have to plug your Twitter and Instagram.
Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat.
She doesn't know.
Linked below.
Neither do I.
Okay.
Because I have her blocked.
My Snapchat, hi it's bacon. All lowercase, no punctuation. Hi it's bacon. Twitter, Queen Cora Jane. Instagram, Cora Jane Dreams. I could be wrong, so that's why they're linked below. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and follow on my social medias. This person does not exist outside of these videos, so
No.
you're lucky.